How's it going, guys? On to a new build today. Currently, the plan is to level Frostblink totems. Um, but I found out pretty quickly that just linking Frostblink with Spell Totem isn't going to do it. You're going to need multiple totems, so I'm not going to really able to do that until I can get multiple totem support at level 38 after Act 4 Piety. So, putting that on the back burner, I'm currently leveling with Stormbrand. I do have an Arc Totem. It's probably going to be my backup in case this Frostblink shenanigans just feels as bad as I'm being told it will. So, yeah, just cruising along with this basic setup. I mean, I got a Tabula. I've got Stormbrand 4-linked, Wave of Conviction 4-linked, and Frostblink 4-linked, all in the Tabula. So I've got lots of things that can just, do damage. I can do damage with the Frostblink too, which is pretty nice. And then I've got a separate link set up for the Spell Totem with Arc, added Cold, and added Lightning. Cruising along so far. We'll see how things are looking. Probably early Act 5. To see if Frostblink's totems can do anything right off the bat. Alrighty, I've made it to Act 5. Currently level 41. And yes, I'm using Frostblink totems. Now, I found an issue. I understand the fact that it has a cooldown. So you have to slowly make the totems. But why does multiple totems not work? It supports the skill. But, even when it's in here, I can only summon one totem at a time. I think that's pretty trash, because if I could make two of them, this would feel so much better. So that's just not working. Arcane Surge also isn't working to buff damage, so I went with Spell Totem, added Cold Pin, and Critical Strikes. It would need some AoE. I got a Frost Bomb that applies Frostbite. They kill stuff, and once you get a bunch of them, it's not bad. Frostbomb does not apply the burst until after. But unlike Wave of Conviction, because I was trying to use Wave of Conviction earlier, Wave of Conviction does not hit. Once you have Ancestral Bond, can't deal damage with skills yourself, okay? Wave of Conviction can apply a curse, which is on hit. But it also applies exposure on hit, but it doesn't apply the exposure. That doesn't make sense to me at all. How Wave of Conviction can apply a curse, which requires a hit, but can't apply the exposure. I don't need it to do damage. Oh, I guess, okay, maybe it's the fact that Wave of Conviction applies exposure based on the amount of, the most elemental damage of the hit. So, in that case, Wave of Conviction just wouldn't work. I'd be much, much happier with this if I could summon multiple totems at a time. If I could have all 5 of my totems out, well, I guess I can only have, well, I guess I can have 5 if I use it. I can use multiple totems so I can have 5 totems. But I bet, bigger pack sizes, they're just gonna crush. Because the more enemies they hit, the faster the cooldown recovers, and then the faster they're gonna attack again. That's why I wanted to test this out here, because there's some decent pack size and stuff in places. Unlike brands, I can't just summon all my totems to me. That'd be cool. It's really kind of awkward. Not gonna lie. I think the big downfall in making this build work is not the cooldown. It's just the fact that the multiple totems doesn't work. I can't summon 2 totems at a time. If I could summon 2 totems, like 2 totems might be enough to just like gank a pack. Something I might mess with more in the future, but I think I'm probably going to swap to Arc Totems for now. And then we'll see how things are looking once I can throw on the Soul Mantle and get to Act 7, where I am going to be trying to farm Tranquility cards for a Voltaxic Rift Bow. Yeah, like when they're critting, oh man, they do some damage, because Frostblink does some damage. That's no secret. Fortify can hit, or Shield Charge can hit to give me Fortify, which is something I was very, like, confused about Mantle's build. Why would he have a shield and be using Lightning Warp when you could use Shield Charge and have Fortify? Like, they do damage, it works, it's just awkward. And I mean, I've only gotten 1 lab. Like, there's a lot more that can be done. Maybe I'll revisit this at a later point. And yeah, Soul Mantle up next. Alright, I have currently reached my next home for the next few hours. I'm going to be farming the Ashen Fields for divination card called Tranquility. That will give me a Voltaxic Rift that I can use on my Voltaxic Burst build. So now you can see that I'm now covering myself in curses, because I now have equipped my 5-link Soul Mantle, set up, like, I've got all of the gear on that I had planned, aside from the shield, because, yeah, Frostblink Totems, that didn't go very well. So what Soul Mantle does is when a totem dies, you get cursed with a curse. And it's not really affecting me too badly, honestly, because I have 2 Kikizarus. So I have 80% reduced effective curses on me. So having a bunch of curses is not bad. Now, another way to leverage this is the Self-Flagellation Jewel, which increases damage per curse on you. I got a pretty low roll on it, but I'm also making use of that on top of everything, and the belt is making damage of enemies hitting me unlucky while I'm cursed with vulnerability, and I'm permanently cursed with vulnerability being the shield. So that means that every time I get hit, the enemy's damage is rolled twice. Whichever amount is the lower value is what damage I'm hit with. So that's just like a very strong extra layer of what's going on here. Now I had to turn my clarity off because I just didn't have enough mana to cast the totems anymore. It costs 94 currently. So I'm having to really make use of Mana Flask. This zone also doesn't seem too large, so I don't know how long it's going to take me to farm these cards. But I felt like trying to farm them here in the Ashen Fields while I can is better than trying to farm up Fields maps, which is where these cards are said to be dropping. So that's where the build's at. Currently using Arc, added lightning damage, increased critical strikes, lightning pin, and multiple totems. Thankfully, multiple totems is actually working here. And I also just on the passive tree, which this will be in the description, I spec'd out of Ancestral Bond, so that I could make more use of my Wave of Conviction on bosses and such. Just continue lowering the lightning res of stuff. Making everything feel a little bit better overall. If it gets to the point where I can actually like mitigate that, that's what I will do. Or is like I'm really only running Wrath wherever it's at in here. I'm only running Wrath. Nothing else is really. I have a steel skin because I just always kind of do. Shield charge, faster attacks, fortify, and frostblink with arcane surge just when needed because I guess arcane surge cannot support skills used by totems, traps, and mines, or skills with a reservation. So that is that. For show and tell stuff, like I don't have anything really in here. I ran my 11 expedition logbooks that I had. I increased my number of chaos by like 110 from that. Along with haggling from Tujin. And I got a pair of windscreen boots. I got an 8 passive minion damage cluster jewel, and I got a level 20 void manipulation, which will be needed if I'm able to get this bow and kind of start toying with voltaxic burst, being all chaos damage. So something I also forgot to do, I'll probably still do this because I've got 56 rerolls here. Probably just gonna reroll through this and just take any leather belt that I see. I probably should take unset rings too. Just to try and see if I can get a headhunter while I'm still at a lower level. But I'll let you know if that happens. I'm also currently watching the Chris Wilson Bay class right now. I haven't really offered up too many thoughts on what's going on with the current state of the game. I've just been trying to tackle it the best I can, and maybe I'll have more thoughts once I hear what he has to say. But it's generally been my stance through the game. It's like I'm just so happy that this game exists at all. For real, it's one of the most fun games. Has more depth in it than like almost any game that I can think of. I'm still doing new things and trying new things after years and years of playing this game. And from my point of view, while they've sometimes gone wrong in some aspects, this game has always, like, they've always been gone above and beyond with providing us new content and new things to do. And I'm not going to let one league where things might be a little iffy or rough shatter my trust in GGG being able to create this game moving forward. So we'll see if there's anything more I have to say regarding that once I've finished going through this. But now I get to farm for tranquility cards. So that's going to be all for me for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.